Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's get a little started on 52. I wasn't going to jump into this situation immediately, but I'm taking this headliner out and kind of cleaning up in here a little bit. What I thought was just a sagging headliner, she's well, you can just guess what's in the rest of that. And I believe the clearance lights up top leak a little bit, and now it's wet and probably full of Hanta. So let's clean this up and make it a little more pleasant to deal with. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yay. Yeah, I can't figure out for the life of me why the clearance lights didn't work. Couldn't have been the fact that the wires are chewed through and sitting in wet, soaking mouse death. I kind of feel sorry for the vacuum, to be honest with you. I've seen worse. That's at least half of it. The other half is in there. Found a few mates that didn't quite make it. That's alright. They won't do that again. Well, there. Now I feel a little better climbing into this thing. I even gave it the old Citrol wipe down. Now instead of smelling like rust, grease, gas, and mouse piss, it smells like rust, grease, gas, and orange. And a little bit of mouse piss. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably gonna be there for a while. Alright, well, so far I've pretty much determined the start of the issue with the brakes is the master. Now the brake pedal, it'll build up pressure, and then you let off the pedal and it goes right straight to the floor. And it almost seems to me like the pedal is coming back much too far, so I don't know if something's broken in there. They're letting it come back to where it's losing pressure. And well, obviously for sure that seal's shot, so that's going to get replaced regardless. But I can't really tell anywhere else where it might be leaking brake fluid. I do gotta check over that rear axle. I think there's just grease coming out of it, but I'm gonna go back there and make sure it's not leaking. I mean, they hold pressure. You can hold your foot right on them, holding them tight, and it doesn't go down until you let off the brake pedal. So obviously start there, but it almost looks like a new rubber line on that brake up there, kind of ish. But I'm willing to bet that most of these, if not all these wheel cylinders, are pretty seized up. I'm actually really surprised they aren't leaking. But we'll start there, see what happens. I gotta get one ordered. I'll put that on and just see how they work. More than likely, it's going to need probably shoes and drums and wheel cylinders on each end, which is fine. I kind of expected to do that, but maybe we'll get lucky and she'll work good for a little while. I don't know. Finding the parts for that there, I don't know. I haven't really looked at. Maybe you guys let me know to see how easy or hard it is to get brake parts for a Chevrolet 4400. What do you think of that for a carrier bearing on the PTO shaft? It worked though, right? This exhaust is not meeting my standards. She needs to be bigger and louder. Thank God this thing works. For those watching that may be unfamiliar, that is the parking brake. That was a pretty common deal back in the day. Brake drum right on the end of the transmission. She's a bit of a leaky sow. Then again, she's 70 years old. Prevents on the rust there, hey. You know, in the middle of your frames. Gas tank T leaks a little. Another spot where the issue could possibly be is in this Hydro Boost system. I don't think these were the most reliable power braking systems they had, but so they had back in the day. That's another thing I got to research is what needs to be rebuilt. From what I can tell, instead of like on your regular brake master, here's your booster that would hook up to your intake. You got your main master cylinder that comes off your brake pedal, which is then plumbed directly into this, and I'm assuming that's like a second master cylinder of sorts. And that's where the brake pressure is applied, and that's where your power boost comes from per vacuum line. Sure, why not? So that's kind of the plan so far with the brakes on it. And I think since while we're here, she did have kind of a little bit of a stumble to it. Kind of a laggy throttle or whatever you want to say. So I think I'll just go ahead and quick give her the all-American rebuild in a can. Because, you know, why not? There we go. I got her cleaned out a little bit. It's a little better. I think that carburetor might need a little bit of fine tuning, but probably a good drive would do it really, really well. The part with the timing too. Yeah, I think that's just all gear oil. Wonder how much is actually in it. I don't know. I have to look. So we're definitely going to order up a master cylinder for it. It's stumble into running. I think I'm just going to get it to where I could drive it down the road and see. Maybe it's just a plugged up jet. Maybe she'll kind of self-heal. But I think I'm definitely going to do my research and figure out how to properly tune and set up a 235. Okay, well, I guess we'll just call that video. I was bored on a Wednesday afternoon. Decided to fart around my truck for a little bit. Didn't get much done on it, but oh well. But we do know for sure now, I'm going to get every bit of brake hardware I can get for that truck. The master, the hydro booster, vacuum booster, whatever you want to call it. Wheel cylinders, shoes, we're going to do the works because I want it to, stop. Let me do my research, let me get some parts rounded up, and next time we work on this thing, we're really going to dive into her. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later.